Not a scientist. I'm not an expert in footballs. I'm not an expert in football measurements.
I don't want anyone rubbing them, putting in the air in them, taking the air out. To me, those balls are perfect, and that's what I expect when I throw.
I can't throw it on the football. It's so goddamn hard about holding on to it.
Today is 9/11, so we never forget. Unless you're DraftKings, which created a never forget 9/11 parlay, which they had to take down and issue an apology about. Regardless, today is the first Monday after Sunday football. Time to react, overreact, victory lap, or start throwing things because your fantasy season is already over. So much to discuss. Dallas D gets you 35 plus points. The Chiefs lose to the Lions. The Rams might be good. Las Vegas is number one in the division. I won the chalk block tournament. Stacks, where do we start? Where do we start?
I mean, dude, you just named like 9 things. Can you go back to the first thing? Because I think the first thing you said, I resonated with it, but I forgot it because there were so many amazing things that you said. So
the DraftKings parlay one?
So they had a 9/11.
They had a 9/11. Never forget parlay.
I remember. Hey, did you get your 9/11 parlay in tonight, Paulie? You got that in? Never forget. Never forget.
Yeah,
that's
like
crazy.
That's the Yankees and the Jets.
Yeah, dude, that's terrible, man. That's just so crazy. Never forget parlay.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, please forget. Please forget."
Hey, please forget we put that parlay together. Paulie, what you thinking, man? That was stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. That's so funny. Okay, that was the first thing you mentioned. What was the next thing you mentioned too? Because I liked them all. Everything you said, I wanted to talk about them all. You know, so
we'll definitely want to do overreactions, victory laps. We can do that later.
Brandon,
Dallas D getting 35 plus points. That was wildness.
Well, I mean, the Giants shit themselves. Here's the thing I thought. The script writer was basically like, yeah, I want the Long Island Expressway packed at halftime. And they were like, we can do that. We can do that. Because in the third quarter, there was nay on a soul in that stadium. It was wild. It was crazy to see the footage of just empty stadium. New York they got the fuck home. They were like, nah, I gotta work. Now I'm working now. I quit work for this. Damn it, I'm back. No, I was sick a little while ago. Do you have green? Did you have blue face paint on, Bill? No, I wasn't at the game at all, man. No, you were at the game. So it's wild.
I had my best team, my monster team, the team that's so good, but once the season starts, things start to change. Was playing another good team and was getting spanked, right? Mm-hmm. And got 47 points from Tyreek Hill, or however many, 43, I forget, in that league, and then 37 from my defense. It came back, won it last night. So I was watching that game. I had Dallas D in 2 leagues, so I won both those games.
The Dallas D was ridiculous.
Every time they got on a dude, they caused a turnover. Like every time they went to tackle, they punched the ball out.
They're filthy. They're like a ball hawking. They're like all the Chicago Bears. Remember when Peanut Tillman would just punch the ball out of it? They all do it now, right? Mm-hmm. And Dallas seems like they spent their offseason at punch-out camp. They're running around, varsity campus just punching balls out of people's hands. Like it really did seem that way. And also Daniel Jones. My favorite thing today was looking at all the memes of like Daniel Jones robbing the Giants, So Daniel Jones, he really did just play terribly last night. And the play calling didn't help him either. Every time they were going to run the football, they lined all of their guys up in like this little tiny huddle. And they ran it into the middle. And then the Cowboys just tackled them after like 4 or 5 yards. That's Saquon. Like, it just was not a good game all around for the Giants. So I don't know.
I watched that whole game pretty closely because, again, I had the D, so I was like watching, especially, I had Saquon going a couple leagues. That defensive line is a problem, and the rest everywhere else on the field is a problem. Like, I don't know if Daniel Jones played bad. He didn't have any like they were on him every time. It was like he had 2 seconds to do something. Like he was just getting like just swarmed the whole game, every single play. Even when they brought the backups in, they were still doing that. It was nuts. So I don't know if it's Daniel Jones. I mean, I don't know if that line's a problem. I don't know if Dallas D is going to look like that in every game. I know in a lot of leagues, the Niners were going first off the board. And I was always, if I ever went early on a defense, I was always going, my first pick was the Cowboys just because they do have that upside potential. And you saw it last night. Like that was absurd.
It was absurd. It was super absurd. And I'm kind of disappointed too, because Bo McBrayer is a Dallas Cowboys fan. I don't like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like that. It bothers me. It bothers me because, he's going to be all happy for a long time, and
I mean,
I don't like that either.
That defense is nasty. So, I mean, honestly, starting the season, I thought the NFC Championship game was already set. It's Niners, Eagles, run it back, but we'll see what they don't need Dak to do anything. Like all he has to do is game manage, and that defense might win them games. Like they might be like an 85 Bears type defense.
Yeah. No, it is true. It is true. Well, let's pivot here real quick because you did mention something, and I wanted to pub you and pump you up because I pump myself up sometimes, which rightly so. I should pump myself up. I'm known for it, actually. Toots, I think you've given me the nickname. But I want to toots on you, my friend, because yesterday you had a great. I mean, I just love this team. I love this build. You came in and you won the chalk block tournament. So let's share this winning tournament here. 182. That's nice. That's really nice. That's sexy. Talk to us about this team. Who did you draft? How did it go? What was your strategy? Because you're the winner. You won $140.
I'll tell you what, very happy I won because you were talking a little shit privately to your partner Cash, saying how I never have won this. And I had never gotten first place, but I had to try and remind you, I have made money playing this tournament before.
Of course, we all have. All the big boys have.
But I don't think I had ever won. So thank you for... Thank you for the push to dig in there. You were more concerned about and you just kept hitting me like I was easy money too, and I was like, okay.
So I have a question.
You were more concerned about my DraftKings account than I was. You wanted my $10 so bad.
No. I honestly, I really wanted you to participate in this glorious thing we call.
But I did get a little easy money vibe from you.
No.
You know how text messages work.
Yeah. It's just kind of like
I was feeling you wanted easy money, so it's. Cash came in with the boom on week one.
You did, and I'm not going to lie to you. You used a few of my guys that I was.
I used Calvin Ridley. I think that's the only guy.
Tyreek Hill was my guy. I was all over Tyreek Hill. I had
Tyreek Hill. I mean,
come on. 900 exposure rate to him though. Like this is the thing. I love this new DraftKings tool because you can go and you can actually look at your exposure rate of all the players that you are drafting each week, and that's very, very helpful for just managing your rosters and how you construct and all those things. So, I don't want to be too grotesque here on the program, but I was heavy bone with it when it came to Calvin to Tyreek Hill. I'm going to show you my percentage here. Calvin Ridley and Tyreek Hill were my two guys, right? So if you look at this little thing here, 72% for my guy Tyreek, and there's Calvin Ridley, the 1 and 2. And then sadly, John Dotson was my third. He killed me in my regular league. He killed me. I didn't play Brandon Ayuk, so not always the best for stacks up here. I'm still probably going to win though, unless Garrett Wilson goes crazy and Tyler Bass doesn't have to kick a field goal. So,
yeah, no, I did a Tua Tyreek build for this tournament winner. So that was the key to my success. I think I threw Mostert in there, who, he doubled his price tag somewhere around there, like 10 points. I forget exactly what he got. I did Olave, I did Ridley. Pivoted at the last second to Isaiah Likely.
Me too.
Yeah, I think I did it the Sunday morning, and I didn't want to pivot. Like I had Luke Musgrave in there, who only got 8 points, but
8 points though.
Yeah, right. It would have been an even better build. So I was just mad at myself that I did the pivot. It's just you go in there. I only built 7 lineups this past week, so I didn't have a lot to tinker with. And you just go in and you look at stuff. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna tinker and whatever. Yeah.
You take out who was the guy? Well, you didn't have Hayden Hurst in there.
Luke Musgrave. He had 8 points.
Yeah, that was it. The guy. Okay.
Yeah.
How many lineups did you actually make? Because you
only
didn't.
Only made 7.
Yeah.
Cash's goal for 2023 fantasy redraft DFS is to be a good dad this year. So I'm trying to not be so cracked out in the DFS world. I even told you I'm down to do the weekly winners with you and Bo, but I'm not, I used to be so competitive about that,
Yeah, I sensed you're like, I want to go all in, but I can't commit. But it's just for funsies. Like I told you, I put that lineup together that I beat Bo in like 6 seconds right before the show. And it outscored you too. So
right.
It outscored everybody. So, I like it. It's fun. It's fun to put my nuts around. Be like,
we never did collect any money from each other. So why don't we just stay with that trend? And then, we can
show it to me next year. We'll roll it on. We'll keep it rolling like the golf betting. Like we always do, I think I'm up $3 on you. Keep it going.
Yeah.
Keep it going.
Okay. Well, play me now, buddy. Play me now. I think I could win $18 if we go out.
You could take it all. Yeah. I might have to, you have to give me strokes now, honestly.
I might have to.
No. But congratulations. Not everyone was as fortunate as you though. I mean, J.K. Dobbins. The pain, man. That guy cannot stay healthy. Your heart sank. I don't have him on that many rosters, but just as a person, love the guy. He's local here in Baltimore. We're in Maryland, maybe half an hour, 45 minutes away. So, you're aware of him. He's not somebody who's on the West Coast or in NorCal who no one's heard of. Where is NorCal? Does anyone even know? What is that? Sacramento? I don't know. Stockton. You tell me, Bo. Anyway, we felt for him here.
Tore his Achilles too.
Achilles, like that is it's devastating, man. Just to have the knee injury and then the Achilles, the ear is just smoke. So, but other people got hurt and other things. I mean, Anthony Richardson got knocked out of that game. You saw Minshew mania for a little bit. But Anthony Richardson, I mean, he looked diesel when he was in there. Not passing, but rushing. That's a hoss right there. That's Cam Newton, like souped up in Madden. You got Cam Newton. You're just like, no, a little bigger. Okay, yeah, a little bigger.
Bigger than Cam Newton?
I don't know. He looked bigger than Cam Newton. Maybe not bigger than Cam Newton.
Cam Newton was like 6'5", 250. Is he bigger than that?
Maybe I'll look and see. He looked like he was
6'4". He might be 260. So maybe I don't know. He does. I know he's
6'5". Yeah, he was 6'5" for sure. Maybe he just looked like Cam Newton. See, at the end, Cam Newton didn't look as swole. You know what I mean? Like he kind of looked like he had been like Superman beat up a little bit or Batman, just like at the end of the movie. He didn't look as jacked, but Richardson just looked, just big, like a hoss. So
for sure.
Yeah. But he did take a hit to the helmet and had to come out and, then you got to see the Minshew, which I love Minshew. So yeah, for sure. Shout out to SoCal, not NorCal. I mean, seriously, I stopped drinking for this year, and if I wouldn't have stopped, I'd be hammered every day because that's all Bo talks about is NorCal. It's just it
drives you to drink, huh?
Well, no, it's a drinking game. If you're on a podcast with Bo and he says NorCal, anything about NorCal or somebody where they're from, or he always knows where. Guess where Brandon Ayuk's from? He said that today. Tweeted it out, NorCal. Just tweet him back. Drink. So yeah, shout out SoCal. So
shout out SoCal.
Yeah, and Jorge has a little threat, by the way. He's coming for you, Cash. He was not in the money, but he does play in the tournament. We all do. All the cool kids do. We had over 30 people in this tournament. We're going to get to 50 this year. I'm trying to start a league. Someone told me how to do it. I got to figure it out. So maybe the league will be kind of you jump in every week. You don't have to play every week, but you can sign up, and we'll actually keep track of your data to see who is the best in the league.
I like
so.
it.
Yeah. So I'm just going to try to transition this into the league, and then I don't think you have to pay every week, but we are going to. It's $10. It's fun, and you're free rolling for the next 13 weeks. So can go 14 weeks. Congratulations.
I'm good. I'm good. The rest of the time's free. So
no, it's all free. So all right. Well, let's jump in. Is there anything else you wanted to say before we talk? We're going to talk trades to get paid. Anything else that stood out to you besides? I mean, Brandon Ayuk looked like hot fire. I loved watching him. I'm trying to think of who else just stood out to me. Kendrick Bourne. I mean, goodness gracious, he was hot fire too with 2 touchdowns. And then Puka. I tweeted out Puka Cup.
Yeah, let's just jump in. We'll get to them on the wire. All right. So trades to get paid for the way we do it: buy low, buy high, sell low, sell high. I did buy low, Joe Burrow, buy high, Tyler Algier.
Ooh, I like that.
Sell low. This is crazy. Devontae Adams. Sell high, Jacoby Myers. Those are my.
Let's go back to your first ones, and we'll put yours up in the air before we do mine. Do your buy high.
Joey B is my buy low.
I agree for sure. I think he will bounce back. You might want to, give him a week to bottom out, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He might get a little worse this week.
I bet you he makes my buy low next week. I don't think he's gonna just come storming out of the gate this week. Yeah. First the Ravens.
No, the Ravens they're gonna blitz him. They sacked Stroud 5 times. I saw Roquan Smith in there. I saw safety blitzes in there. There's a lot of movement in that defense for the Ravens, and they need to. They need to bring it. Jorge, I would love to come. By the way, the mayor of Miami would love to come to SoCal. I just got to find the time. Maybe during Christmas. Maybe I'll grace people with my presence on the Christmas time. The mayor of Miami, ho ho ho. Merry Christmas.
I'm here.
Yeah. That's a 1 p.m. kickoff. It is in Cincy. I've not looked at the line yet. I'm not sure if it's come out yet. It might have, but I've not checked it. And so I'm guessing that the Ravens might be 3-point underdogs or, around that. Or we'll see. I don't know. Joe Burrow did not play well. T. Higgins had 0 catches, too. Speaking of my wife.
Dude, my monster team has Joey B and T. Higgins. And, of course, I started them week 1, and that was the one where I got, that Tyree defense save, so yeah, that was rough. But yeah, I think Joey B is for me, I didn't expect it to be that bad of a game. I kind of wish I had had the stones not to start him the first week, but he hasn't had a lot of people weren't that great week 1, premier NFL players. And it's because week 1 is still a little bit of preseason. And then you factor in Joey B didn't get any preseason. So there's some rust. I'll tell you out of all so then I have sell high Jacoby Myers and then sell low Devontae Adams. I think Devontae Adams is, going to be Devontae Adams and looks like he's still one of the most elite wide receivers in the league. But I do think that
he had 9 targets still, so that you like that. It's just Jimmy G doesn't move downfield like Derek Carr does as much. He's not a downfield guy. You saw Derek Carr throwing the ball out of the end zone over Taysom Hill yesterday, 6 feet over. That guy just fucking throws the ball downfield. He's just go deep. He's that's where the cheerleaders sit. I got it. So that's not Jimmy G. He's a game manager. He's an underneath guy. He's a give it to Kittle. 20 yards is long for him. You know, he's a lollipop guy. In today's world of gunslingers, you know, Josh Allen's, he's not like that. So
I just think after my maybe it's an overreaction, but I think based on yesterday's game, I think, Jacoby Myers was drafted too late and Devontae Adams might have been drafted a little bit too early. So it's not, you don't give away Devontae Adams for anything, but I think you can kind of go back and look at round 2 and maybe shift him down. He was going around the turn, kind of shift him down and look at other wide receivers in that ballpark. And I think the reason why, the whole point of trades get paid, I try and pick people that you could move, like, I mean, Joey B, that's probably the hardest one to move. Nobody who drafted him is going to want to sell him, but maybe, Devontae Adams, I think, you can find plenty of buyers, and I think Jacoby Myers, you can find plenty of buyers. So I think the other one that would be really hardest, but I think out of all of the ones I said, my buy high, Tyler Algier, I think that I think he's gonna be part of that offense. So it's a hard buy high after this week. But maybe negotiate with the Bijan managers.
Right. Maybe have a little seance, a little talk, a little coming together, a little meeting of the minds,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like those. I'll give you my buy high. And buy high for me is somebody who, like, it's going to be hard to get them. Like, you got to buy high, and so I would say right now, and this is somebody who you're going to love to hear this. I would say try to get Zay Flowers on your team. Like, that dude, that you want that dude on your team. Somebody who drafted him probably got a 9th, maybe 10th round, maybe 8th round. I don't know. You got 7th round. You were a little ahead of the curve. So he might have been later in these drafts in home leagues. And so somebody didn't spend up a lot for him. They might be willing to trade, for him because, like, oh yeah, I get a little value for him. He's, get a little worth. And so I would make that move right now. That guy, 10 targets, 90% catch rate, 78 yards, hasn't got a touchdown yet. You throw a touchdown in there, bro. You know what I mean? Like, that's 25 points. So I am just in love with Zay Flowers. You are too. I snatched him from you in a league or two, but you've got most of the shares. And so I'm really after Zay. You saw in that offense, it was a different offense. And you also have just lost your running back. And they've got Melvin Gordon. So, think about it. You want Zay Flowers, who is Kadarius Toney without the injuries right now. That dude's just like a joystick out there. He's just like, choo. I love it. Invest. I bet you he is a top 20 wide receiver this year. Like, that's what he's going to do. He's got wide receiver 2 ceiling every single game.
Yeah. All right. Cash is going to do some toots because this will probably never happen again. And we just didn't get to it. So I want to shoehorn this in. Looks like in 8 redrafts this week, I might be going 8-0. So
tweet that out to the FF bowlers. Let the fancy ball, let them know you're going 8-0. It's impressive.
I drafted Zay on, I think, 6 out of 8 of those teams. Like you were the only person that beat me through them two leagues. I didn't start him in every league either because different teams. I was just so stacked. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna rest him. But I started him probably about half of my teams, and my takeaway too, watching him, is not only is he the clear number one, because that was the question mark, who's going to be the number one? Right. He's the number one. Not only is he the number one, he moves. He moves. He makes it move. He looked so sexy whenever he had the football in his hands. Like, you just see certain players, they come along and you're just like, wow.
The crowd went electric. You could sense the feeling in the stadium got like, ooh, oh, we could. I love it. I love it, dude. So yeah, I would say my buy low right now is Michael Thomas, right? And the reason I say Michael Thomas is he had 8 targets, right? He only had 11 points. It's mid, maybe,
Very mid.
very mid, right? Very mid. But he had 8 targets. He is going to get touchdowns this year. They're not all going to go, to Rashid Shaheed, but I mean, some of them will. We'll talk about him later anyway. But I think you could get Michael Thomas, and they're going to have to throw the football because, they could not run the football. They are not good at running the football, and they've got a couple more games. So, Michael Thomas is somebody who I don't love him, but he is. It's him or Jahan Dotson down there, and they are wide receiver. 40 for 44 for Jahan Dotson, and then 35 for Michael Thomas. So those are guys who are drafted in that same range. Personally, I'm holding on to Dotson. I'm not trading him, but he's somebody you could also go for. Who are later picks who were supposed to do better and who did not.
You have any sell low, sell high?
Yeah. So here is a sell high. If you have Jacoby Myers, I would sell Jacoby Myers.
You're with me on that one.
I'm with you on that one, 100%. I mean, he's
sell high on Jacoby Myers.
I agree 100%. I mean, he's not going to be wide receiver 3 all season long. That's just not how it's going to be. Also, if you want to sell high, I don't know. I mean, maybe even, I don't know. Do you think Michael Pittman is going to get 24 fantasy points every game? He looked ridiculous. He looked like the steal of the draft right now at wide receiver, So I don't know. He's in between. Like, is he a sell high? Is he a buy?
I'm buying if you're selling. Yeah.
Yeah. Buy high.
I would. I think he's a steal of the draft. I'll. I mean, is it every week going to be like that? But I don't know. That offense was just a lot better than it was with Matt Ryan last year.
11 targets. I mean, if you want to go over like the target distribution yesterday, Tyreek Hill at 15, Puka Nacua at 15, DeAndre Hopkins had the weakest 13 I've ever seen. Justin Jefferson had 12, Kendrick Bourne 11, Calvin Ridley 11, Pittman 11, Nico Collins 11, and then Myers, Evans, Olave, Smith, Zay Flowers, AJ Brown, Robert Woods had 10. So Robert Woods is not dust apparently. He got 12 fantasy points on 10 targets. So he's getting 1.7 or one something like that per target. So good for him, but not great. But yeah, it's interesting, very interesting.
Any sell low?
I don't know right now. Like I'm not a big
sell low. I feel like you're that's why I said Devontae Adams, because it's a controversial sexy call. It is. Who you want to sell low on? You never want to sell low.
You never want to sell low, but I mean,
I just feel like if you're going to sell low, you got to sell
Joe Mixon, maybe. If you're Joe Mixon, maybe Javonte Williams, Joe Mixon, those guys are.
I'll buy on Javonte Williams. I think that was a pretty sexy game for somebody who tore every ligament in their knee and his usage. So I'll buy Javonte.
I want him at the goal line.
Yeah.
And then you see
but they didn't. It wasn't easing him back in. I mean, he was a workhorse back yesterday. So
yeah,
I think you got to have a lot of silver linings to just whatever fantasy points he put up.
Yeah, no, I mean he out carried P Ryan 13-8, and they both had 4 targets. Actually, had 6 targets, so he out targeted them. They both had 4 catches.
Nice.
So yeah, but. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Those are hard because I don't know. I'm not sure where people are at with selling. I don't like to sell in the beginning. I just
selling low. You never want to do it. So that's I think this week I did Devontae Adams. Like as it goes on, sell low is going to end up being Eviscerate. Like they'll be the guys like you just start cutting sooner or later.
Right. Yeah. You're just like bye.
All right. Let's do the wire.
Okay.
There's a lot of guys to get to.
Oh man, and I'm trying to put up the graphic. I messed up the graphic before the first one. So
all right, let's run through. I'm gonna run through a bunch of names at each position, and then we can go through each position. I for QB, I got Jordan Love, Brock Purdy, Mac Jones, Jimmy G. Wide receiver, Puka Nacua, Kendrick Bourne, Rashee Rice, Allen Robinson, Curtis Samuel, Running backs: Kyron Williams, Roshan Johnson, Josh Kelly, Justice Hill, Kenny Gainwell. Tight end: Hunter Henry, Hayden Hurst, Zach Ertz. And then if we get to defense, Packers, Browns. I think they have decent matchups next week. Let's go through quarterbacks. Do you have any ones you want to add to Jordan Love, Brock Purdy, Mac Jones, Jimmy G?
I mean, no. I mean, if you're grasping, maybe Sam Howell. He was 13th. He had 17 points. So maybe Sam Howell.
You realize that Mac Jones had 35 points in the BFFs?
That is crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is correct.
How did he have 35 points? What happened?
I didn't even see.
Yeah,
I was. That was a part where I was like in and out of consciousness. I was alive, but he threw like 3 touchdowns in like 5 minutes. Or not really, but he threw a couple of touchdowns.
How about all right? Here's his stat line: 54 passing attempts.
Yeah,
That's wild. 3 TDs.
Yes.
316 yards. Okay. QBR 49. So that's
It's
to
a good
me.
defense up against a good defense.
Oh yeah. 100%. That's why I think he has to be in the milieu here.
I mean, Ramondre Stevenson rushed 12 times for 25 yards. It's a 2.1 average. Like he was not successful rushing at all. He was more successful as a passer. They threw 13 times to those 2 running backs, and that's the only reason they could move the ball. They couldn't run. I mean, Zeke got 4.1 per carry, 7 for 29, but they needed to throw the football. And so, 13 targets to running backs. I didn't check, but that might be a top for week 1. I'll look and see. Combined, a team total might be the top, but that's wild. For sure.
How about Jordan Love coming out of nowhere? Like that's, I mean, if you're doing BFF scoring system, the number 1 quarterback was Tua, and then it goes Mac Jones, Jordan Love with 30 points.
Yeah, that was wild. I also think that the Bears defense is terrible. So. I don't know if every single week he's going to give you that performance, but Romeo Doubs looked great too, and he was questionable going in. He was somebody who I actually benched because I thought he was going to be injured, and he caught 2 touchdowns. Didn't do much after that, but you like to see it. He finished wide receiver 13, getting you 18 points, 4 or 5, 26 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's the guy in the red zone. And no Christian Watson, of course, either. And your guy Musgrave might have had a touchdown if he didn't fall down on that play. So,
the guy I think I want the most out of all of them is actually Brock Purdy. Like I just feel like, all right, so he's down the list a little bit in terms of scoring.
Is it the offense? The guru?
Well, he only had 2 touchdowns, both to Ayuk, but look at his QBR, 91.3.
I mean, his rating is 111.
He played lights out, dude. Like I just think if you played QB carousel, and you have, I don't know who you necessarily would want to cut at this point, but he looks just like a viable option because I kind of feel like that's a good defense and that's his floor. Like, over 20 points. Which is just nice. If you punted at that position, I think Brock Purdy is like a really good fill-in,
Yeah. Well, he's got great weapons. And so, it's indicative of the system, the weapons all kind of coming together. By the way, I don't want to be, I don't want to be mean. You know what I mean? I don't want to be hateful. But I did say something about our guy Brock Purdy that was not true. It was a joke, right? And then people tried to pull my receipts yesterday, and that was fun because I think Brock Purdy is a good quarterback. I don't care if he's the last pick in the draft. I don't care how that. I mean, it doesn't matter to me, right? It doesn't know that he's in the NFL. He's playing football at a pretty good level, and so all jokes aside, all like NorCal, SoCal, all the Cal problems notwithstanding. I do think he's an option. I also think that
What is that?
What? You hear something? You got some feedback on your end?
You have a Progressive Auto commercial going?
I do not have a Progressive Auto commercial. Do you have a Progressive Auto commercial going?
I don't know.
No. All right, I'll turn myself down real quick. Hold on.
I don't. You don't hear that?
I do hear it now, but I don't know.
What is that?
I don't know. I've got a few things up here, but I'm turning them all down. I'm closing it all. You still hear it?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, mute yourself. How about that? See what happens. Yeah, I think that's on your end because when you muted yourself, I don't hear it anymore. So I think you're running the commercial for me. So you muted yourself though, so you're still muted. So okay, unmute yourself. Uh-oh, we're playing. Okay, I still hear it whenever you unmute. I think you're running. I'm muting you. You need to shut your stupid systems down. That's so funny. Yeah. Mike's got a car insurance company that he's rocking right now, making me close all my windows when he he's up here causing problems. You know, I don't want to like badmouth the guy. I like him. He's my friend, but that's some bullshit. You know what I mean? Bringing his commercials into the show. I don't know. He's into progressive. Is that what he was saying? That's kind of gross too. You know, I got progressive, but yeah, apparently he's a mark for progressive. They're targeting him. That's just hilarious. It's so funny. I'm gonna give him shit for that for a long time. So, especially since he tried to give me shit for it, like it was something that I had on my end. None of my websites I run have progressive commercials on them. I try to run a clean ship over here, you know. So, but apparently his computer is shutting down. So I agree with him. You know, I'm not a big Mac Jones truther. I don't think he's going to throw the ball 54 times every game. But you know, if he's available and you need a quarterback, Mac Jones, that's a lot of passes. And so let's say he gets 40 passes, you're still it's still top 5. Yeah, 39 is Patrick Mahomes. So yeah, it's just, you know, you want that. You want the volume. So maybe Mac Jones is I'm selling myself here on Mac Jones. It's holy shit. I don't think I've ever done that before. I don't think I would want to do that. But okay, fine. Mac Jones. Just, you know, don't tell anybody I said it. Running back wise, oh man. There's Roschon Johnson. I wanted to talk about Roschon Johnson with Mike because he talked mad shit about him. And then I dropped him. I listened to my partner in crime. I listened to you, Mike Cash Collins, the progressive guy. That's what we're gonna call you from now on.
Yeah, I figured out what it was. I have multiple computers going. It was I thought it was coming from my computer. It's coming from the other one, but whatever.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No, all right. I was talking about how, you know, I drafted Roschon Johnson everywhere, and then you were just like, that guy's a bum. You should drop him. And
I know. All right, so let's do.
Lampoon my team.
All right, let's do. You want to do running back since you're talking about Roschon Johnson?
I just jumped to running backs while you were gone. Yeah, while you were getting unprogressive. So.
All right, so I got Brock Purdy as my favorite pickup for QB. I got.
I think Kyron Williams might be my favorite pickup, but I think I was just saying Roschon Johnson. I'm lamenting the fact that I listened to my partner, you know, and I did have that guy, and so I don't think every week he's going to get 7 targets and 6 receptions, but he got to get a touchdown too. So, you know,
I'm adjusting Cash's ranks on Roschon Johnson. Like,
I forgive you.
He looked like
good.
He is really a very, very viable.
I talked about him on our show, by the way, and you said no on the show too.
I did.
He was on the show. I wanted to say this is in real life and in the show. So,
all right,
you know,
Kyron Williams, Roschon Johnson, Justice Hill, Kenneth Gainwell. Who do you want the most out of them?
You know, I don't think Justice Hill is going to get 2 touchdowns all the time. He had 8 attempts for 9 yards. Yeah, that's not good. So, I don't think I'm gonna cross Justice Hill off the list of somebody I'm gonna be, you know, reaching for. I think it's Kyron Williams and Roschon Johnson for me, and then I'm gonna go Justice Hill if I wanted to, but I don't think I want to. I don't think I'm gonna want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I probably might still have. I'm still sleeping on Roshan a little bit. I think I'd probably go Kyron, Justice Hill. That's
Mhm.
probably
And then
my,
Roshan.
and
Okay.
then Roshan. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I
Yeah.
think that would be my rankings.
Yeah. It is interesting.
What did Cam Akers have? He had like 22 carries for 28 yards or something like that.
22 carries for 29 yards.
Is that right? Did I get? Well, I was spot on. That was just coming off the dome.
22 for 29.
22 for 29. I had 28. I shorted
You're
him a
really
yard.
close to how goddamn dare you?
That's nuts.
That's nuts. Yeah, that's terrible. That's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them too. Jamal Williams, 18 for 45. Rashad White, 17 for 39. You know what I mean? Like it just
Those are bad. Those are bad. They don't touch 22 for 29.
Deion Jackson, 13 for 14.
Oh, he was hot trash. He was XFL like
AJ Dillon, 13 for 19. I mean, these are just
bad.
Like,
that's
terrible, terrible. Like light them on fire on your fantasy teams and eviscerate them right now. We're not even in that segment yet. Holy shit, AJ Dillon, Deion Jackson, Damian Pierce. It's terrible.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And that's an offensive line issue a lot of the times. It's Houston's offensive line is hot garbage. I thought Indy had a better line. I thought they had like a bruiser in there. I thought Nelson was a badass. I thought that's abysmal. And then AJ Dillon, seeing what Aaron Jones did with his touches and compared to AJ Dillon, what he did with his touches, that's not good. That's not good. 16 touches for AJ Dillon. He managed 5.6 fantasy points. And then Aaron Jones, he had 13 touches, 26.7 fantasy points. That's in DraftKings. I got to change my settings. Hold on. He had 26.7 still. Yeah, he was number one. He's number one. You know what I mean? So that's crazy. The touch efficiency, the disparity in touches, because Aaron Jones had less touches and way more points. So that guy's electric. I love him.
He is. Yep. Did it again. I was definitely I was off both of those running backs for redraft and where their draft capital was, but Aaron Jones looking good again. So enjoy. Yeah. I think he's going to be a monster again this year. All right, let's do wide receivers because there's a bunch, dude. Like
there's a few. Who are you targeting? Are you going to go Puka over Kendrick Bourne, or are you going? How are you?
I had Puka Nacua, Kendrick Bourne, Rashee Rice, Allen Robinson. Deontay Johnson's injured, and he actually, I don't know, he had some targets. I think 5 catches. Curtis Samuel also 5 receptions.
River Craycraft. You gonna get yourself?
I don't even know who that is, so I'm not that interested in him.
It's a white guy. He's a white guy from Miami. He's a white guy.
I saw him on getting ready for the show. I was like, who's that guy?
He was very excited when he caught his touchdown. It was like the best day of his life. Him and Tua were celebrating. I just thought, oh, go River, So, are you into Darnell Mooney? Mooney was back.
Yes. Yeah, I think I'm into Darnell Mooney.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. So we ranked Brock Purdy as
Rashid Shaheed. If he's hanging around Saturday, he might be one of the number 1 pickups if he's available. I just assumed he's not, but check and see. It might go Puka Rashid for me before you get to Kendrick Bourne because Rashid's just got the speed, man. You see him pull away in that touchdown. He just the separation. And I don't know if Derek Carr can overthrow him. He can overthrow almost everybody else, but Rashid Shaheed might be the kryptonite to Derek Carr's overthrow. So we'll see.
Okay. Let's do tight ends real quick.
Oh, you do want to do that, don't you? I know how you like
it. Man. Dude, Hunter Henry. I think Hunter Henry, Hayden Hurst also, and Zach Ertz.
Donald Parham. What about
I don't want him.
I know, me neither.
I don't want him.
He's there to steal any Gerald Everett value whatsoever.
I think he's just too. I think yesterday the ones I'm most interested in. How about Zach Ertz again? Like I didn't want any part of the Cardinals this year. Like, I didn't even draft.
That's crazy.
Dude, it's what he does. And I mean, he was undrafted. I feel like he is the tight end to get this week. And then Hunter Henry as well.
Logan Thomas might be hanging around in deeper leagues. He's got 8 targets.
Oh yeah, Logan Thomas is out there for sure, dude.
Yeah.
As our friend Cakes tweeted, it is tight ends wasteland. Like
wasteland. Oh,
it's why I hate draft. Like, people want to throw defenses out of fantasy leagues. I want to throw tight ends out. Like,
hey, just like we predicted it: Hunter Henry, Hayden Hurst, T.J. Hockenson, Donald Parham, Evan Ingram, Cole Kmet, Blake Bell, Sam Laporta, Harrison Bryant, and Adam Troutman. Suck on these
garbage.
Garbage tight ends. I mean, I'm looking at legitimately only 2 of those were drafted: T.J. Hockenson and Evan Ingram. Hunter Henry, Hayden Hurst, Parham, maybe Cole Kmet. So 3. Blake Bell.
Yeah, they were drafted, and they got you 11 points and 9 points. T.J. Hockenson and Evan Ingram. Like,
you drafted T.J. Hockenson in the 3rd round to get 11 points.
Yeah, not good.
Yeah. And Hunter Henry was on the waiver wire and got 16 points. So.
Yeah.
Great. You want to talk defenses that are worthy?
I mean, we hate defenses, but I like them. It's not. I don't like to spend a lot of time on them, but I do like playing in leagues with them. I think, it's just impossible to predict, but looks like Packers versus Atlanta could be a viable one. Slow game, low scoring. Don't know the totals yet, and then Browns at Pittsburgh. The Browns, I think Joey B, kind of elevates, the sentiment on the Browns, but regardless, like their front line is nasty. So, I mean, they're going to get sacks, and you got Kenny Pickett. So, I like it.
I like it too. I'm Myles Garrett is the number 1 rated lineman last year by PFF DN. So he's nasty too. He was standing. So he was standing up. He was running.
Before we go to elevate, mitigate, eviscerate, out of the wire, who is the top pickup out of everyone we said?
I don't know. Might be Puka. I don't know. Might be Puka. Yeah,
it's Puka.
Yeah, Puka.
Puka
King.
Dude, I mean, unless you were playing in a 14-team league, he's out there, and Puka,
he's live. Puka's live,
dude. I mean, and he missed on touchdowns too. Like what did he have? 10 receptions, something like that.
One none catch, and that was the touchdown.
Yeah. I mean,
he was a touchdown away from 25. Being one of the, he already was one of the top receivers, but like being like up there in the top echelon. So
I mean, people were sleeping on the Rams, and I would be one of those people. And
I drafted Van Jefferson, so I was close, but just the right idea, but not didn't execute.
I mean, Cooper Kupp, we have no idea what the timeline is on his injury, and then meanwhile, Puka is playing his role, and whenever Cooper Kupp comes back, he's going to be on the field. He had 10 receptions for 119 yards and looked every bit legit.
Puka.
Yeah, he's the guy. So I think Puka's the top guy of the waiver wire this week.
Yeah. No, I like it. I like it. All right, let's roll into elevate, mitigate, eviscerate. Who are you elevating this week? Give us a little bit of the story. You into Jordan Addison against the Eagles, or are you mitigating?
All right, here's my starting elevate squad. Anthony Richardson. We'll see about the knee, but playing Houston, I like what I saw. I think if you drafted him, you were probably playing QB carousel. I'm gonna roll him on in there, and the one team that I did that on. If he's active, I think he's good. They said the knee injury is not a big deal. Like, he could have come back in the game. Like, looked bad, but the game was out of hand, so they let him rest. So I think he's going to be good to go. Kenneth Gainwell, like, get him off the wire if he's in your league. If you drafted him, I like him versus Minnesota. Nico Collins, I say elevate off the bench versus the Colts. Sam Laporta versus Seattle at tight end, and then Commanders D versus Denver. That's my elevate squad.
Yeah, let's unpack your RB. Talk more about your RB a little bit there. I like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, what did Rashad Penny out? What did DeAndre Swift do? Like,
who?
We're joining on Cam Akers. What did he have? One carry or something like that?
Yeah, he was invisible. It's like he didn't exist. Kenneth Gainwell had 12 and 5 targets. That's 17 opportunities. That's, I mean, actually, sorry, 14 and 8 and 5, 14 and 4. So he had 18 opportunities. It's even better. I was looking at Kenneth Walker underneath. Gainwell greater than Walker with opportunities. So, and that offense is one of the best in the league too. So you got to just
love it. They played a really tough defense. Like they almost lost that game. Like the Patriots. I think again, Belichick's going to have they're going to be fringe playoff team because I think that defense is phenomenal. They almost beat the Eagles, and next week they get the Vikings. So Gainwell, he's gonna just continue to eat, and when they get down there in the red zone, they always like to kind of play around with him. And now it's like he's the guy. Like last year, everybody at the Expo, you, Jorge, and every other MF there was like Kenneth Gainwell. They're just a year too early. Like looks like this is this is Kenny Gainwell time.
Yeah. No, it's true. I do. I think it's true. I'm not gonna lie. It's all true. Kenneth Gainwell he's finally hitting. I can't believe it. Ding, 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 ding. So, yeah. Let's go to your wide receiver. This is fun. I'm enjoying this. Break it down for me.
I have Nico Collins. I think he's another guy that you drafted late that I think is he's playing Seattle. I think we'll see what the matchup kind of plays out, but I just think he is the guy on that team. And I honestly, even though the box score doesn't reflect it, just the little time that I spent watching that game, I thought CJ Stroud looks like he's gonna be good in the NFL. Like he's moving around, he's doing things, and Nico's the clear number one. He's going to get fed. So I think if you have him and, you need that last, flex spot, I think he's a wide receiver you could plug in.
Yeah. No, I like it. All right. You want to hit your tight end up here? You want to sexify it up with your TE? Because TEs are tough. TEs are tough, man.
TEs are tough, but I think everybody who drafted Sam Laporta has to kind of be happy about what they saw. He's going to get used. So again, matchup versus Seattle. We'll see. We'll see how the season kind of progresses. But that I said Nico Collins had a matchup for Seattle. Yeah, I meant Laporta. Nico Collins playing the Colts. Sam Laporta, I think what you saw in that first game is like he's stepping right in, and what they spent a second round on him. I mean, I think he is just going to be viable week in, week out, so, probably won't even be featured too much on Elevate, Mitigate, Eviscerate. Like, I think, tight end wasteland so far, week one, Laporta is, I think he's going to get you those 10 points. And then if he hits pay dirt, boom, you're no longer in tight end wasteland. You're in Hunter Henryville now.
I'm not against Hunter Henryville,
Right.
Yeah. Hunter Henryville, not a terrible place,
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, I got two for Elevate there. It sounds, just insane in the membrane. But Jordan Love and Baker Mayfield are two people I might consider playing this week. And hear me out. Jordan Love goes against the Falcons, and so I know the Falcons looked okay against Bryce Young. He was a rookie, right? They only give up 7 fantasy points, but I think Jordan Love against. I think he's at home too. Let me check and make sure he's at home. No, he's on the road. Okay, well, I still don't care. I think if you're you need someone, if you're going to pick up Jordan Love, right? We talked about picking him up. I think you should pick him up and you can play him right against Atlanta. I'm not worried about Atlanta against Jordan Love. And then Baker Mayfield. Here's the thing about Baker Mayfield. He's throwing it to Mike Evans. Like you forget this. Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, they make him. That didn't make Tom Brady better. Tom Brady made them a little better, but they do make him better. Like he's not my favorite person ever, but you could possibly play him this week because the Bears are terrible. And so those are people who I didn't draft either of those guys, but if you're in a pinch and you got to pick up somebody, there's nobody available, like my wife always asks me, there's nobody available. I mean, you could do worse, than Jordan Love and Baker Mayfield.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Who do you want to mitigate?
Well, I didn't elevate my running backs yet.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, we just did. My bad. Go ahead.
No worries. I mean, I think Tyler Algier has to be elevated just because, he's got 15 carries. He's got the red zone carries are his. I mean, that's sexy as shit. So he's somebody who maybe is on your bench. He was on my bench. He got me, 25 points on my bench. So Tyler Algier, I think he just needs to play. Mitigate, by the way, we'll get to it in a minute, all of the wide receivers and tight ends on the Atlanta Falcons. So there's just a whole shift. Give it all to the running backs, both Bijan and Tyler Algier. Play them both. It's like when you used to play the two Saints running backs back in the day when they had you remember this back in the day. It was Alvin Kamara and then
Mark Ingram.
You could play them both. Yeah. So this is that. It's that situation. And then for wide receivers, this is what's tricky. Matchups do kind of dictate whether people have a good game or not. And so you do kind of want to play the matchups. And San Francisco, they're not bad. They shut down. They crushed. But I mean, if you pick up Puka, are you playing Puka? I think you got to play Puka, right? You got to play him. I mean, it's a hard thing to do because
I don't like the matchup, but it depends. It depends on your build, but it's possible,
right? If you need him, right, it might be against conventional wisdom, but I would be considerate. And then tight end, man, I didn't pick a tight end because I'm not putting my name on a tight end, man. That's just fucking crazy shit. You're a wild man for doing that. Congratulations. You're a better man.
Yeah, it's Laporta, dude. He's got a nice safe floor. I think he's got a nice safe floor every week.
I agree.
Round tight end.
That's my boy. I drafted him several places. I'm not gonna lie. So all right, let's talk mitigate because I like mitigate. Mitigate's good. Yeah. Let's start off. Which quarterback are you mitigating? Because I've got
Joey B. I'm putting Joey B on the pine. I do not trust him. I thankfully you might not be able to, but if you can, I think get Brock Purdy, get Jordan Love, get Anthony Richardson. He's probably not available, but I would say let Joey B just kind of rest up one more week on your fantasy squad before you just auto start him.
Yeah, no, I like that. I'm gonna go Aaron Rodgers. He is in Dallas against that Cowboys defense that you talked about, and I like Garrett Wilson. I like all those guys. Alan Lazard, God bless you. Dalvin Cook, God bless you. No. Aaron Rodgers is a mitigate for me. He's gonna be bench city, riding the pine. Old man's gonna get hurt in that game if he doesn't get out of the way because Parsons is just a bad man. Let me just tell you that guy is nasty. I love him. I mean, I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I do love that guy as a football player. Like I want to see what he does to Aaron Rodgers next week. So it can be pretty. So Aaron Rodgers, bench that dude. And then running backs are tricky. Like the running backs. Cam Akers for sure. Oh my gosh, yeah, Cam Akers for sure. I don't want any bit of Cam Akers against the 49ers for sure. But then, I mean, bench the Saints running backs. You know what I mean? Like Jamal Williams, no, he did not look good. Jamal Williams was a trap at 5,100 in DFS. You're going to go against the Panthers? I don't know. I don't want to play Jamal Williams. I know people drafted him. I'm not playing Jamal. I'm trying to think who else I'm not playing. I don't know.
Let's do wide receivers because wonder if you can pull up PFF because
Yeah, I can.
my wide receiver is either Jahan Dotson or Terry McLaurin. I don't who gets Patrick Surtain as their cover corner for their primary.
Let's check and see.
Because I don't like this matchup. So I think if you're dealing with him, you consider benching either one of those guys. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
the Commanders did not look sexy.
It looks like Terry McLaurin is against him, and then you have Damari Mathis.
So I would say Terry McLaurin.
Terry McLaurin, yeah, that's the guy you want. And I'm gonna put him in the not the base, put it in the nickel. We'll see. Oh man, yeah, you might want to play Curtis Samuel. He might be an elevate in this situation. His matchup is tasty here with a Sang Basie, who he's does not look very good. So maybe he's better than he looks, but yeah, I'm gonna go Curtis Samuel for sure, and maybe Jahan Dotson if he runs out of the slot. I'm not sure how many routes Jahan Dotson had last week, but yeah. So last year he ran 180, 180 out of the slot. They haven't set up, I guess, his this year's yet. I guess they haven't put today's in or yesterday's in. But yeah, no, I'm with you in that. I think that's a fair assessment for both those guys. Whoever's going to have Patrick Surtain, no. Terry McLaurin was.
I got tight end. I got Tyler Higbee also versus San Francisco. I think you probably went punted tight end and grabbed Higbee and maybe Sam Laporta. I say put Higbee on the bench, start Sam Laporta. Matchup sounds horrible to me.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'll tell you somebody who you might like this. What about your boy Christian Kirk?
Oh
yeah.
Boy.
I know, but you drafted him.
Based on your advice.
I know. Well, so far he had 3.
Get Roshan back for me wasting 7th round draft capital or whatever I did. 6th round, 5th round. I don't know.
I would mitigate Christian Kirk. A number of reasons. The target share being one of them. And that's the main one. Even though I know the Kansas City Chiefs can be scored on, I think it's going to be Calvin Ridley. I think Zay Jones. I mean, that freaking catch Zay Jones made was one of the best catches I've ever seen in my life.
How about on 2 wide receiver sets? It's Zay Jones and Calvin Ridley, and there is no Christian Kirk. So I don't like that.
Yeah, it's true. I didn't think Zay would be that good, but he is. He's still garnering a way higher target share. He had double Christian Kirk's target share. He's on the field more, and he had deep targets too. So yeah, I think Zay Jones is the guy to have. Christian Kirk whiff.
Yeah,
so,
and bench that D, Jags versus Kansas City. Never play Kansas City with your team.
No.
All right. Who do we want to cut? Anybody, because it's hard to cut people week 1. I only have one.
That's so hard. I don't know if I can cut anybody. You who are you cutting?
I'm cutting Isaiah Likely.
Oh yeah, I'm cutting Kadarius Toney. How about that? I cut him and picked somebody else up already.
Wow.
Yeah, I cut Kadarius Toney on a team. It was real to pick up a tight end to put in to score 8 points or whatever it was. So, yeah, I have the receipts. I'm not lying about it.
You're not playing games. You're not playing the game. No more Kadarius Toney.
Can't be stoned or whatever you were on the field or whatever.
Definitely looked like he was on lean or Percocet. I don't know.
He was on something. It was not. He wasn't on the game. That's how about that. I was more on the game than he was. So, you're off my team. Sorry. Snooze, you lose. I'm still winning in that league. I'm still going to win my first matchup too. So, I survived. Yeah. So, yeah, I liked it. All right. You want to talk about a little DFS? Build a little DFS?
Cash. Yeah, let's build a lineup. So, how did we do last week? I know we did AJ Brown. Did we do Tyreek in that lineup?
I don't know.
We win any money?
I don't think we did win any money, but I'm not sure. Maybe it was the Al Smizzle lineup that won $50. I'm not sure. One of those did. But I didn't. I got to pull one up real quick, and then we'll build a little lineup here. They want me to do one for next week. You know what I mean? Or for this week. And so I'm like, no, I want to do next week. So it's a little tricky. I've been at work all day, so I didn't know that has the slate dropped. Have you looked at the slate? Have you seen the?
Yeah, you can build lineups.
Okay,
Just happened a little bit ago.
okay. I'm a little behind, so give me a minute to jump in here. Okay, all right.
I know we did Sam Howell, Jahan Dotson. I think we did Tyreek because I was
that lineup did not do
the Sam Howell lineup. Yeah, because why would it have?
No, it did not. It was poopy poop. Okay. All right. I've seen. Okay, here we go. I've got one. All right, we are live. I'm pulling this up. Sorry, it took a little while. Yeah, those teachers too busy teaching all day. It's terrible. I've no breaks on Monday, so it's a whole different world here. All right, let's talk. How are you unloading? You want to start wide receiver, running back, tight end, defense? How are you going to build this guy?
Let's do our stack. Let's do our stack of cash. Let's do a QB and a wide receiver.
Okay.
I'll tell you who I like.
Yeah, give it to me. I want to hear who you like.
I like Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Let's put that stack in there. Let's take a look and see how expensive is Amon. How is Brandon Ayuk still 5,800? What in the hell? Okay, Amon-Ra 78. Oh, he's pretty expensive.
That is expensive.
Yeah, that is a little expensive. I'm not against it. That how much does that take? That takes around 14 from you.
Let's scratch it. Let's go. Let's start over. Do some. Let's build. What do you want to build first? That is expensive.
You know what?
Running backs that you want?
No, not yet. I like doing this, and I like going down and just looking and seeing like where does the money start. So it starts at 5, just so I can know kind of where I'm going up from, and then kind of look for my value here. I'm not against golf. I am against Aaron Rodgers. Trevor Lawrence. I do like Trevor Lawrence, right? And so there's a couple different ways you can go with Trevor Lawrence.
Kansas City.
Calvin Ridley is 7,200, which is only up 700.
Let's do it.
That is cheaper than the other stack that you had.
Yeah.
So I want to go Trevor Lawrence and Calvin Ridley. And then in this game, do you want to run it back with anybody? Because you got to think that they're gonna score. Not that we have to run it back, but that's always an option.
I don't want to run it back. I can't. Kansas City is just impossible to predict.
It's very difficult right now. That is the truth. Okay. All right. Let's go to running back then. We can throw some friends in here. Anybody that you are buying?
How about go back up? Let me see Derrick Henry's price tag.
74. That's crazy.
Yeah, and he's catching passes in this last game, dude.
Yeah, let's put Derrick Henry in there. 74.
I like Derrick Henry.
His price went down. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay, I like Derrick Henry. And I don't know if Aaron Jones is going to play, but I mean, Aaron Jones only at 6,600 still. He's the number one running back right now. He's scored the most points. So I mean, he's somebody value wise. I mean, you could go way down here to like Tyler Algier 5,500. That's not too bad either. So it depends. We can pay up or pay down. Well, where's your money at?
I don't have a problem going Aaron Jones.
Okay. I mean, we can also pivot from him if he's injured, if he's not going to play. So, all right. Wide receiver.
How about my boy Zay Flowers? Auto start. He's got to be 43 or something.
He's 5.
Oh, he's already up to 5. Okay.
1,000. Okay. What about Ayuk? He's only still 58. That's crazy. 58. That's nuts. All right. It doesn't leave us a lot, but let's go look at defense real quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Commanders. What are the Commanders?
They're
31. That's expensive.
What about Detroit against Seattle? They did not look great. They look like they could be bullied up front. I don't know. What do you think about Detroit? They've had 10 days off. They've rested.
I feel like Commanders for $100 more is
better.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do it then. Okay. Now we've got 8,200 for the flex and the tight end. So let's go to a cheap tight end. And Laporte is already priced up to 3,900. Man,
Zach Ertz. What is Zach Ertz?
He is 3,500.
And we have them at the Giants.
It's not bad. It's not
I like
bad.
it. I like it.
35, and then that leaves us for flex 47.
He just missed on a touchdown last week.
Yeah. So we could double up and go Zay Jones. I mean, it's a tournament. You know what I mean? I mean,
let's do it.
You know,
do it.
We could do that.
Do it.
It's
let's do it.
Not against the rules, you know. So, all right. I don't want to enter with my coupons. I want to enter with $3. Boom. Entered. All right. We got 5 minutes left. We're in the contest. We'll put this in more. Here's our lineup. Trevor Lawrence, Derrick Henry, Aaron Jones, Brandon Ayuk, Zay Flowers, Calvin Ridley, Zach Ertz, Zay Jones, Commanders D. If we win money, I will split it with you 100%. 50-50. Yes.
It's only $3. I thought it was $10.
I didn't do the milli. I did it's like 100,000 first. It's a 1.2 million play action. I couldn't find the milli, but I was not as prepared. All right. You want to lead us off, or do you?
Yeah, we're gonna go with my guy. Go down the first. Go down.
Barry? Barry?
Yeah, Barry. He was Barry McCockiner. Now he is just Barry on here. Pause it. Yeah, you got to read this from the beginning.
Does this matter what it says here on the
no just play it. This is somebody a news station actually read this that he tweeted at him.
Here we go.
He ended this long post by saying, "I am very sorry and I ask your forgiveness."
Pause it.
I've been watching this post again. It was made about.
Pause it. All right, rewind it just so you can hear it again.
I heard it.
Yeah, so this was
He said he ended his post.
This is when Drew Brees was, racist, and he had to issue an apology. Okay.
Yes.
So this is a news station reporting on that.
Sorry, and I ask your forgiveness. And I've been watching this post again. It was made about a half hour ago, Sheba, and it's getting hundreds of comments a minute.
Another commenter says, "Drew, my 4-month-old son looks up to you. When I had to explain to him what you said, he broke down into tears and said, how can Drew Brees be 41 years old and still not understand how awful systemic racism is in this country? I had no answer, do better." And maybe they meant 4-year-old son. But yeah, we're getting.
Maybe they meant 4-year-old son. Yeah.
Nope, they didn't mean that.
Yeah, go back out so you can read what he wrote too. Like, it's so funny. Like, can you minimize it so you can see his tweet? Like, they read this on the news. Never forget the time I got a New Orleans news station to read my troll response to Drew Brees on live TV.
And funny. That is so funny. My 4-month-old son looks up to you. That's a good one. I like it. You brought the heat today. That was
hilarious. That one made me laugh so hard.
That one made me laugh a lot too. All right, let me scroll up to find mine. I thought I had it somewhere here.
The Denny Carter right there.
Yeah. This is. I think I gave it to you twice. Okay, you might be the winner because I just gave you this twice. I was like, I don't know if I gave it to him. So Denny says yesterday. This is at 1:01 p.m. Right. So like 1 minute into fantasy football, right? 1 minute. He goes, "This is a good time for some perspective," right? Okay. I'm definitely with you here. If your fantasy team fails today, I'm like, yeah, very high likelihood. It is reflective of your personal shortcomings.
Love it.
It is entirely your fault. And you should feel bad about yourself.
I love it.
So I just made me laugh so hard because
with a masterpiece.
Right away he's got 13,000 likes. So yeah, I think you win.
But he got 13,000 on that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So you win, but I mean, definitely, you had me going. So.
All right, this one's not nearly as funny, but it's really cute. This kid is just so cute. This is, I don't need to explain it. Just watch it. It's just a cute little kid.
Down the roads, and the old man and a baby went on frontier, and the baby was by itself, crawling, and the man was walking by himself. What would you hit? You can only pick one, man.
The old man. He lived his life.
I would hit the base.
That's hilarious. I'd hit the brakes.
You see? I'm smart.
So cute.
That is perfect. I love it. What a wholesome ending to our show on Rated X Triple X. You know?
Triple X. Nice wholesome end.
Yeah, no, I love it. And I'm excited for week 2. We still have week 1 to finish tonight, so I want to hear your predictions of this game: Buffalo Bills versus the New York City Jets.
Oh, I got a prediction for you, everybody. I got $40 on James Cook prop 15.5 over under. I put $40 on the over for 15 and a half receiving yards.
15. Oh, that's a nice one.
Yeah,
that's juicy. That I'm gonna play that myself, my friend.
Yeah.
On DraftKings, is that where we're playing?
Yep.
Hell's to the yeah, man. Gambling is back. I lost some, I won some, I had some fun yesterday. Ooh, I'm gonna log off so we can gamble. With that being said, we'll see you guys next week. Mike, you want to get us out of here?
Yep. War, destruction, chaos to all your opponents this coming week in fantasy. Peace and love everywhere else.